Well, with all of this stuff, maybe I'll work on this. Let's roll the intro. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Excuse the mess on my desk. It has been, well, it's been several days since I've recorded anything, entirely, completely because I could not record anything because I'm waiting on parts. However, so if you guys remember, a couple of weeks back, or a couple of videos back, whatever it happened to be, one of the guys at work, the safety director, hit me up and said, "Hey, my wife's Nintendo Switch is not functional. It is the Joy-Cons are not working." Oh no, these guys right here. So I brought it back to the lab and to the shop here and to the table, and we tuned this guy up and we replaced these. However, I may have made a small, tiny little mistake. And when I say a tiny little mistake, the mistake that I made was that I apparently failed to, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was this controller, but it may have been this one. One of these Joy-Cons, I failed horribly in reconnecting the stupid Joy-Con here. So now we got to fix that. So I'm going to load up a game real quick, and I'm just gonna find out which one of these triggers is not working for us real quick, like, and then we're going to go fix it. Okay, just any old game will work. Load, load, load. Do not switch off the system when this icon. Yeah, who cares? I just want to play. Load the game. Okay, looks like we're doing a thing. Let's see what thing we're doing. I don't know if this button takes the... Okay, so this game does not use, but Mario Kart will. Nope, Mario Kart won't. I need to find a game. Oh, we don't have very many games on here. Maybe Arena of Valor will work. If I would have just done this right to begin with, I wouldn't be here. Let me let this load. Let me grab some paper towels. BRB. Yeah. We don't need to see all this. We don't care. I'm back. I'm back and better than ever. Load. I've gotten quite spoiled. I did push A. Unable to connect to the internet. I don't care. Cancel. So I have to have internet for this. Let's try Animal Crossing. We'll try this one. Maybe this will work. Sooner or later, we're bound to run into a game that works with the thumbstick. So the chief complaint is the bumpers on the Joy-Cons do not function. Well, one of them at least doesn't function. And then, since we've got this guy here, and we're going to be working on it, I told him last time, I said, why didn't you just bring me the whole thing, man? Because I mean, listen, the Switch is fine, I'm sure. I'm sure it's in good shape, but I would have taken it apart and replaced the thermal compound and cleaned the inside of it, blah, 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 blah. And he said, you do that? I said, well, of course I do. What's wrong with you, man? At any rate, okay, let's see here. There we go. All right. Hey, play the game. Play the game. So I said, of course I do. He said, well, if I'd have known that, I'd have brought it to you. So we'll just, anyway. So when he started, when his wife was, when I failed, okay, all right, don't you judge me. I failed. I missed one. It happens. So when I failed to reconnect this, he says, it may be this one. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to take them apart and tune them all up. I don't know what I'm... Hello there, everyone. Yes. Hi. Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Come on. Start. Go. Play the game. Okay. I've never played this Animal Crossing. I love the original one on GameCube. It's great. Oh, look at there. Oh, we got flowers. Oh, I don't know what I've done. B. Start. B. No. Okay. Let me turn this guy off. Let's unhook this Joy-Con first. Let's dive in and get this thing fixed because I screwed it up. Screw everything up. Messed everything up. I've ruined everything. Let's get this guy all fixed up. No, that is not the right... Yes, it is. No, it's not. Not that one. It's this one. Hey. This is the one right here. This is him. Yes, this is the one. Nailed it. So, since we've been gone, all the stuff on my desk. Give me 1 second because I got work. Okay, I cheated. While you were gone, I started disconnecting, taking all this apart because I'm trying to figure out. The cable looks fine. The switch is bumpering the way it's supposed to. I think that I screwed up and just did not connect the bumper all of the way, is what I think. I think I did not connect the wire, and that's semi-normal-ish. This is, this little bumper here is not the easiest to install. The little wire is horrible. I don't know how much they're paying the people at the factory, wherever it is, to install this, but whatever it is, I can tell you, it ain't enough. Because this little guy right here, I mean, you can, I could just fully disassemble the stupid thing. Let me go that route. Let's see. Little pushy tab. I hate pushy tabbing these. I hate them because they're so fragile. Yeah, well, I'm not doing that. I'll just get the cable in. I'll just put the cable in. It's fine. It's going to be fine. So, while I've been kind of sort of gone, since you were gone, crap, dropped it. Since you were gone, I've had several projects, and you know, as I've said to you guys before, Yeah, man. What a pain. Seriously. I could just take the board out. I could just take the board out. That wouldn't help, would it? I could also just disconnect these two cables here, and that probably would help, but I'm not going to, and I know you guys cannot see what I'm doing. Come on. Come on. That is all the way in there properly. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with, but I didn't. I just didn't, you know? I mean, it is what it is, right? So what I'm going to do, before I go getting too crazy on this guy, and fully reassembling it, I'm going to load the game, and I'm going to check this bumper before I go putting it back in, because I'm not doing this again. I screwed it up once. Ah, crap, and I screwed it up twice. Dum-dum. Jeez. So, here's the thing, okay? So that we're all clear on this, so everybody's on the same page. So, I was at work this morning with the intentions of working and then coming home. And then, as it turns out, that is not at all what took place. What took place was that I had to terminate an employee, supervisor employee today, and crumb, let it go. Oh, it's wanting this button. There we go. I can't get to the A button. There we go. Okay. I believe we've got it now. If I can just get the bumper back in. So at any rate, sorry, I'm trying to get this thing to work. So I had to terminate an employee this morning, and I was a little bit bummed out about that. I never, any of you kids that are watching this that think, you know, one day I'm going to grow up and be the boss. Let me give you a little pro tip here, kids. Okay, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. Okay, it really ain't. Sometimes it's great, sometimes it just sucks. Okay, but it is rarely all that you have it envisioned in your head that it is. And one of the things that I never enjoy, but is nonetheless part of the job, it's something that, you know, I have to do, is terminating an employee. And so, fortunately, the employee that I terminated was one of my leaders on my team, and completely justifiably and rightfully and all that good stuff. Oh Lord, here we go. Hold on. Never do what I'm doing right here. Never, ever, ever do what I'm doing right here, which is putting screws in with the controller apart, turned on, while you're also playing the game. Don't do that. Too many things going on at once. Looky there. Oh, wait. B. Look at there. Got it. Let's check this button. Got it. Got it. Okay. So, at any rate, back to what we were trying to accomplish here. No, power options, turn off. So, great news. So, at any rate, so, you know, I had to do that this morning, and then that created a small little problem. And the problem being that, being the department head, the responsibility, and I try to stress this to all of my people, the buck stops with me, right? And so, you know, I don't pass off responsibility to others. I mean, I ask that people take responsibility for their actions and blah, 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 but at the end of the day, I'm responsible, and I accept the responsibility, and I don't push that back on others. If my guy screwed it up, then I screwed it up. And so at any rate, when I terminated this employee, the problem is this employee works second shift in a leadership role, and I had no one and have no one presently to fill that void, which is a problem. It is a problem because now I have to fill that void immediately. And when I say that, you know, normally I try to always stick to first shift because that's when all the business of things happens. So I try to always stick to first shift. However, due to, in light of, because of the events that transpired this morning, which led to the termination of said employee, I now have to go in and cover that shift tonight. So I left and came home. However, along with the other projects that I've got going on my workbench, we ran into a problem at home a few days ago. And the problem that we ran into was the washer and dryer died. The washer didn't dry, the dryer died. Now this is immediately after I had just replaced the belt, which was a pain on the washing machine. And so once I replaced the belt on the washing machine, and then the dryer died, right after that, then the dryer died, right? And so what was wrong with the dryer was it needed a new drum roller, and so I had to go buy a new. So we decided we're just going to buy a new washing machine, washer and dryer. And so we went and bought those and got those yesterday. And I didn't have time yesterday afternoon. You know, of course, after surgery and all that, I'm really not supposed to be lifting anything terribly heavy and blah blah blah, and you know that whole 9 yards. Anyway. So I got them home yesterday, but I was not in any shape after moving them here to install them, so they didn't get installed yesterday. So when I came home today, I was going to install them today, except for, here's the problem. My buddy at work, the safety guy, who gave me this to fix, his wife, who is very nice, said, under no circumstances shall this thing be down past the 23rd. Now, I've got some time. However, it is the weekend coming up, and I'm sure she would like to play her Switch on the weekend. So, I should be, theoretically, in bed right now, but I'm not in bed right now because I have the old washer and dryer out, the dryer installed, and the washing machine still sitting outside on the front porch waiting to install, and I can't install it yet because Because the wife had to go and pick up the children from school, and I simply, physically, literally, not even just being a crybaby, I really can't move. That is the one screw, by the way. All the Phillipses are the same on the top and bottom. All the rails are the same. All the case screws are the same. But this screw right here, this little is tiny, and it goes for the SD card slot. Do not forget about that screw. Bad things will happen if you put it in incorrectly. Oh, I have to take this stupid side rail off too. Oh, I have to take this one off too. I forget. Not that you really got to, but it's got this little clip in it that kind of clips the two sides together and holds pressure on them right there, and you can get it off without it, but even though it's 4 screws, and that's more than I really want to take off, I'm going to do it anyway. Because it is the safer bet to get it off with. You don't have to. You can just loosen them, and you really don't have to do that if you're slick. You can get it off without doing any of that stuff. But again, to me, I know the coder's really good at it. He's got the little move. There's a little move, and he's got that move down pat. I am not that good at it. I'm horrible at it. And so I don't risk it. There we go. There's the back off. I'll tell you what, we're going to lightly reinstall these screws. Very lightly, and the back cover can just slip in underneath it. We'll just leave them super loose, like 1 or 2 turns in. It'll be fine. So, sides of the washer and dryer I can't install. I also, which you guys won't see the video yet because the parts aren't here yet, but I also bought a Sega Saturn the other day, which I am pretty excited about, to be perfectly honest. However, I cannot install it yet or do anything with it yet because I don't have all the parts for it yet. So, yeah, there you go. All right, so once you're inside the old Nintendo Switch here, you have to take all these screws off that hold the metal shielding on. Okay? You got to take the screw out for the SD card. And that's pretty much all you have to do. So what we're going to attempt to do here is pull this guy apart enough to just replace the thermal compound, give it a nice wipe down, and move on. Anyway, so I said this on the last video. You know, I know because I talked to the safety guy quite a bit. You know, they have a family, you know, that lives with them, and you know, the wife, and they've got dogs and cats, and you know, the whole 9 yards. Incredibly good guy, really is, genuinely good guy. I love him to death. Think the world of him. But I expect, as I always do when it comes to any sort of game console, to find some sort of dirt or debris or something. All of these screws, by the way, exact same on the outside, or on the metal casing around. All of them exactly identically the same. So nothing special there. There is, there we go, voila. This just Lego brick connectors in, and it just pulls right up. Don't forget to put them back in. So here is the problem with the Nintendo Switches, and this is on all of them now. All of this thermal paste here, like Nintendo globs, and generally, you know, and as a common running joke, the perfect amount of thermal paste. You know, it is the common running joke. You know, how much thermal paste should you apply? The perfect amount of thermal paste, of course. You know, and everybody's got their own ideas of how to do it, and blah, 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 right? Nintendo, like Microsoft is bad, and you know, all the rest of it, and, you know, now Sony's on liquid metal, which means they had to up their game and actually, you know, install the correct amount. How much is too much thermal paste? That's one of those common, constant questions that, you know, gets asked. Oh, how much you would do? That's too much, or that's not enough, or, you know, whatever. Anyway, you know, that gets thrown around and asked a lot, and, you know, people get all upset and bitter over and everything else. How much is the perfect amount? So here's the answer to how much is the perfect amount. And this is the truth, and you guys pay attention to this, because no one else, for some stupid reason, excuse my language, no one else will tell you this. How much is the perfect amount of thermal paste? It depends on the size of the die. It depends on the size of the die. It depends not only on the size of the die, but it depends on the size of the IHS, the integrated heat spreader. It depends. How much is the perfect amount? What a pea size. You pea brain? That's not how it works. It depends on the size of the die. How big is the thing that you are trying to protect from heat losses? How big is that thing? You know? That's what we're dealing with here, guys. That's it. That's what we're dealing with. Okay. You know, if our IHS or our die is tiny, okay, then we don't need to put a bunch down, do we? Come on, little fan. Come on, little heat spreader. Come on, any of you. You come out of there. You know, and that's kind of the thing right there, is it depends. And nobody, I don't know why nobody likes to say that or state that, but that's what it boils down to. You go to the old original Xbox, right? You know, and you put the same amount of thermal compound on the original Xbox, the original, as you put on a 360 Slim. And you have just ruined everything, because it's too much, right? Because the heat spreader doesn't need that much. This thing, again, is just remarkably clear. Okay, all right, I've decided. From here on out, no children shall be allowed to have any sort of video game things in their life, because adults keep them clean and children don't. Period. It's the end of it. I've decided. Sorry, word came down from above. So, how much is the perfect amount? Again, guys, it legitimately depends. What you want, there is no A to Z guide. Apply exactly, you know, the size of exactly 3 grains of rice and 2. That's not how this works. The perfect amount of thermal paste is the amount that it takes, okay, to ideally cover the chip die, okay, or conversely, the amount it takes to cover the IHS, okay? How much is that? I don't know. I can show you on this how much it takes, because I'm here, I've got it open. You know what I mean? I can show you on a you know, on a Xbox One or 360 or whatever. I can show you. I can show you on your computer how much it takes. You know, but how much does it take? Period. What is the perfect amount? It depends. You can't answer that question because it just depends, right? So, you know, don't get bogged down with, is it the perfect amount of thermal paste? Your thermal interface material I noticed, I was watching your video, and it would appear at the 3-minute and 42-second spot that you applied exactly 2 microliters too much thermal compound. And did you know that this will damage the machine? First off, no it won't, okay? All right? Now, can you apply too much? Yes. Gamers Nexus did a straight-up test, like a no-joke test, about how much thermal compound is too much, right? And what they found is, as long as you have enough, like legitimately have enough to cover the IHS, you're good. As long as you have an IHS, the integrated heat spreader, as long as you have enough to cover the IHS, as long as you have enough to cover the die, if your device, whatever it is, does not have an IHS, and some of them don't, but if it doesn't, as long as you have enough to cover the die or the IHS, then you've got enough. If you put a little bit too much on and it runs off, it's no big deal. If you put way too much on, it's still probably not a big deal. So how much goes on this? Okay, so I know that this guy right here sets down inside of here, and this right here, this portion here is my interface. This is what attaches to this copper area right here. Now you can take this off, but it requires desoldering, and I'm not fooling with it. Even though there's some copper tape and the die sits directly underneath this copper tape right here, I'm not. That's another one of those. I ain't. You can, but I ain't. Now you can rub this down a little bit with your fingernail. Don't rip it. Don't tear it. But that little guy right underneath that little copper right there, that right there is the chip. Okay. We need exactly enough to cover this entire rectangle right here. You don't need to go up here on this copper heat pipe. This metal over here does nothing. This is what we're trying to cover. This, okay? Covering this entire square is fine, but you don't have to. So how much does it take? Let me apply the perfect amount of thermal compound. I hate that. Perfect. That's too much. Want to bet? You want to bet? Watch this. I'll learn you something. Watch this now. Watch this now. Just watch. You watching? Get this guy lowered back down in here. Are you watching? Is everybody watching? Paying attention? Real close attention? How much? Watch this. Now we're going to line it up. I'm going to press it down and hold it. Just a second. Done. See? It was the perfect amount. No, there's too much. I don't know if you guys can see this, right? But on this particular chipset, there's this line right here, okay? And also you can see the copper tape on this side. None is squeezing out. A faint line here, a faint line around some of this over here, that's it. I'm down. I'm good. I don't have to apply anymore. I got it. It was literally the perfect amount. But it's too much. No, it's not. You raise the temperature by 4 meters Kelvin. Listen, if you're not Steve from Gamers Nexus, you can shut up. And I say all this jokingly, you know, but I say it jokingly, but I'm deadly serious about it. Okay? Because we get too caught up with, you know, you've applied too much or you have not applied enough. Did it cover the die? Did it cover the thermal interface? If it did, then it wasn't not enough. If it did, then it wasn't too much. Now, if it comes gushing out all of the sides, yeah, you probably applied too much. You need to reevaluate that, okay? You need to reevaluate that. But if it didn't, then it's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay? Now, when this guy sits back down on here, I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent. I get really aggravated about it. It's a pet peeve. Okay, when you can also put a thin piece of a thermal pad here will help. It won't hurt anything if you don't, but you can. Because it ends up sitting right here by the fan. So that's a good place to put some. We also have to put some thermal paste here. I'm going to show you that right here in just a second. Let me dig around because I know my bag of thermal pads is floating around here. What is this? That's not it. You know, I looked for this the other day and couldn't find it. I did. I literally looked for this the other day and couldn't find it. And I just had it out the other day because I used it. I keep a bag, and if you don't, you should. And I can't find it. There it is. All the way down there. Found it. If you don't, you should. I keep a bag of various sizes and thicknesses of thermal pads. See if I do have one. Look at that. I got one. I got it. Perfect. Cool. Oh, I'm not done with this yet, but I'm just going to put the cap on it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put him here. I'm going to take my flush cutters, make me a little nip here, okay? And then I'm going to set him back up here, and I'm going to make me a little nip right up here. Now, you don't, again, this is one of those, you don't have to do this. Will this hurt or help anything? A little bit. Over the life of the console, a little bit. You know? This is not one of those, like, this is a critical, you must do this, Nintendo ruined it. No, you don't. You don't have to do this. I'm doing this because I believe in doing it. I think it's a good idea. There's some heat that gets built up on that side, and this just helps dissipate that heat to the metal back plate. Now, if you remove, as I did, I went with a clear back plate, and if you remove the back plate, then you don't have to do this at all. And you, like I said, you don't really have to do it at all anyway. This is not one of those, I see on your video you did not install the thermal pad that Nintendo did not install either. Yeah, you know why Nintendo didn't put it on here? Because it's not really necessary. It's a nice thing to do if you're doing it. But it's not critical, it's not necessary, it's not required, and you don't gotta. It'll be fine. You worry too much. Now, there are a couple of other chips that I do like to put a pad on. These are, by the way, MX4 pad, or not MX4, I don't remember. They're one of those, one of these companies. Somebody makes a thing, okay? And this one, because this sticks up a little bit higher, is the proper size for this one, if I can get it off. If it's too big, it won't hurt a thing. It's too big, it won't hurt a thing. Don't you worry. This little chip here, this little chip here, and this little chip here. Okay. Now, the reason this chip and this chip, charging port here, and the audio's here. That's not really a big deal. The audio's down here in this corner, but this little chip right here controls the charging of the battery, so it can build up a little heat. It ain't much. It ain't much, guys, but it can build up a little bit, and so I like to throw one on it when I get a chance. And so now's a good time. And so the thickness on these two little chips here is, they got to be, oh crumb, they got to be just a little bit thicker than, sorry, get your head out of the camera. I'm in a mood today. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I'm in a mood. So, yeah. I'm just going to nip this guy right here. Come on. Come on. Nip this guy in half. Perfect. These thermal pads right here I use are a little bit thicker than the other ones. These are 2 mil thermal pads, and these are like 0.5 mil, right? And the reason is because the metal backing plate doesn't stick down as far over there. Doesn't stick down as far, and so that extra millimeter or so, whatever it is, makes up for the difference on the plate. Okay, now how much thermal paste do we apply to our heat pipe here? Again, the perfect amount. How much is the perfect amount? Well, look at it. This right here sits down over the top of this. So if you fill this whole area up, you're fine. Okay, you're fine. But here's how much. Pay attention. Perfect. Nice little T. L. Whatever it is. Perfect. Perfect amount. Little MX4. Little back plate down the proper way. And then we are ready to install our screws. What the crap? See, there's something sticky right there, so that sucks. Okay, back to installing our screws. So, having said all of that, yes, I do get a little bit upset with the thermal pad or thermal interface, the thermal paste conversation. I get aggravated because it's really like, it's one of those things that us nerds decided was important, and it is important, but it ain't the end of the world. It really ain't. You know, if you put 2 drops too much, if you put a whole lot too much, watch the Video Gamers Next. I'm telling you, I watched it because I really thought for a long time like it must be the perfect amount of thermal compound. Like I thought, I was doing it right. Come to find out, I was not doing it right. I was doing it quite wrong. Because, son of a gun, what is that? Oh, got it. Got it. Okay. I need this, and I need this screw. But after watching this video and doing some research, it is not as big of a deal as we, the community of nerds, made it out to be. So, listen, YOLO, man. It's fine. It's going to be fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Okay. Take off this sticker. I hate this. This is the one, by the way, that I hate to do. Because the SD card. There we go. Gently peel that guy off, and then we can put our brick connector back in. No, we can't. Give me 1 second. Let me catch this call. Sorry about that. A little spider crawling on my screen. How about that? Anyway, so there was the wife calling. Where was I? Oh, the little brick connector. So you can reinstall this little brick connector right here. Okay? Just like so. Make sure you put your screw back in, nice and snug. Make sure your brick connector's pushed down. Brick connector, Lego connector, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Depending on my mood, I'll call it different things on this channel. So, alright. So that's in. Now, we can flip this up and install our backing plate. Okay? Before we give this guy a nice, good, solid cleaning up. Now, word to the wise. Okay? And if you are wise, you will seriously, legitimately listen to me when I tell you what I'm fixing to tell you. Okay? Word to the wise. Do not, under any circumstances, do not, thou shalt not, oh, that screw's got to go. Do not, under any circumstances, completely button this guy up until you have tested it. Okay? Here's what I mean. I'm going to put that screw in. I'm going to put this side screw right here in. And that is all that I'm putting in until I fire this thing up and get it to get hot. Okay? I want this thing to heat up. Okay? Now, in undocked mode, it is a little bit difficult to get this thing to heat up all of the way. It is. Okay. I cannot play the game because the Joy-Cons are not connected. There we go. Move. Voila. Oh, you guys can't see it. Let me see if I can prop it up just a wee little bit. How's that? Much better. Okay.
Hey.
Give me 1 second. Okay, so I ran around for a minute, playing Harry Potter and all that. Now I'm going to load up the, we're cool as a cucumber, right? And what I want this thing to do is I want this to get warm, which it's never, I don't know why I'm even trying, because it's never going to do it. Because it's not in docked mode, which means the processor's clocked back so that it doesn't hurt itself, which is fine. We'll just load Animal Crossing back up. I could toss it in my dock, but I don't think I'm gonna. I could, but I don't think I'm gonna. It's important if you're taking these Joy-Con rails out, these screws out. It's important that you get them nice and snug back tight. That is critical. Absolutely mission critical here. You have to do that. Just wait. Just wait. Almost there. So I know my bumper is working because I can click the button. Voila. There we go. See, when I click the ZL button, that screen comes up. This little icon right here comes up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but click this. and he pops up on the corner there. So when I click it, there you go, it pops up. There we go. Okay. I don't want to play too much. I'm just kind of testing the controller functionality. I don't want to play too much because I don't know anything about this game, and I don't know if I'm messing her up or not. So we're definitely not going to save this. Oh, look, there's a person. There's a critter. There's another critter. Look at the critters. Hello, critters. There's more critters. Look at that thing. Is this a teapot ride? I want to ride the teapots. Oh, look at that. Oh, I can move it. How cool is that? Oh, look, there's a thing. Can we get in it? We can. Look at that. Oh, it made the Mario sound. Very cool. Okay. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to mess it up. Close. We're not even going to save it. Sorry if I've ruined your game. I apologize. But I had to test things. It's the way of the world. Okay. So, we have confirmed that everything... Uh-oh, we also turned it down. We should not have done that. Let's turn it off. And now we can wipe it down and finish installing our screws. Don't forget to finish installing the screws. Don't forget. The first most important screw to put in, and I say it's the most important screw, it's really no more important than any of the rest of the screws, but is the easiest screw to forget is the SD card screw. Don't forget this one because you will. It is also the easiest to lose, making you a very angry person. Not that it really hurts anything, but the kickstand is very hard to pop out on these. And so it is important, very important, very important to put that screw in there because the kickstand will break it. Will rip the case back off if you're not careful. You don't want that. So make sure that you reinstall that screw. Okay. Voila. One more of these little screws goes all the way up top. And those are our tri-wings. That screw and that screw are for the Xbox that I'm also working on. Let's put him back over there so we don't lose him. So that wraps up this guy right here. I'm sending this one back, and I hope to never, ever, ever see it again soon. I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek. I tell you what I'd really like. I tell you what, I would really like this, and I may do this one day. I may, the safety guy, he's a good friend, and his wife is super nice, super nice. I may mod their switch for him if I had more time. It's kind of just sprung on me, so I did this before I went into surgery. I fixed the Joy-Cons, the analog sticks on it, and then when I got back, I was like, hey, how's the thing doing? Oh, the trigger doesn't work because I'm stupid and I didn't plug it in all the way. Dummy. And I would have known that had I checked it, but I think what I'm going to do as a kind of recompense to make up for my complete and total failure. I think what I'm going to do is buy the things and maybe do some modding to this. Maybe make it a little bit more Animal Crossing-ish. Maybe. I need my glass cleaner wipe thing. Is this it? Is this my glass cleaner? This is. Wow. This is in-dust cleaner for electronics, screens, and electronics. It is non-electrically conductive and is a very good product. Now, I've got another one, and I found them on Amazon. It's from a company called Screen Mom or something like that. I don't know. Let me see what this is. Give me one. Okay, so we are now back. I've got some things going on at work I'm trying to deal with and solve, and anyway, so here we are. The screen is clean. The device is clean. We've wiped it down. We've made it pretty. But we are not quite done yet. I'm going to set this guy up here, and I'm going to get the case because this is the Mario case, yo. Look at this thing. How cool is this thing? It's the Mario case. Like, I know you guys saw it when I threw it on the table at the beginning of the video, but just look at it. Look at it. It's the Mario case. I didn't even know they made these. Like, I really, seriously, like, legitimately did not know that they made this. But now that I know they make it, guess who's getting one? This guy, who has 2 thumbs and is getting one of these cases for their Switch that they don't use. This guy is. That's who. I am getting one. I just feel like I have to have it. It's required. I don't know. I really didn't know they made these, but I think it's incredibly cool. You know, I really do. I think it's incredibly cool. So I'm gonna have to buy one. Let me try. Let me try. So I told the wife the other day. I told her she went to go get my little vacuum cleaner, and I said, I think the battery's dead. You know, charge it. And yeah, I don't know why she didn't, but she didn't, and so the battery's dead. And so, you know, hey, life's tough, man. But what we're gonna do is painstakingly, and I don't mean this in any sort of manner of offensive way whatsoever, but my little safety buddy, you have pets. And so I'm just removing these hairs. I know I don't have to, and I know you wouldn't ask me to. And I know that you don't care, and I have pets, and I don't care either. But I want to because I'm here. I'm doing it for you, and so I want to do it. I want to get it all. I want to get, well, at least not, maybe not all of it, but the majority of it. I want to try to get it out for you. Oh, okay, so we got our little Mario Kart game in there. Cool. If I'd have known that, I'd have ran Mario Kart earlier. But I didn't, so it is what it is. Okay. So our Switch is clean. The Joy-Con works now. So the Joy-Con works now. So, and the Switch is clean, dust-free, and ready to play. And if you're like me, and the first time that you saw the Switch commercial, and they took it and they handed it over, no, it was the Wii commercial. It was "We would like to play." That just sent chills up your spine because what just a great commercial that was. At any rate, guys, at any rate, listen. Every once in a while, you're going to mess something up. Okay, it's not a big deal. Every once in a while, I mess something up. Every once in a while, Louis Rossman messes something up. Every once in a while, everybody misses something, and it's not a big deal. You know, when he told me I missed it, you know, I said what I always say if I make a mistake, and that is, man, I'm really sorry about that. I would be thrilled if you'd give me the shot to fix that for you. Remember, guys, if you're just starting off in this, or you know, or something that I got to remove this, I can't stand it. If you're just starting off in it, and whatever else, just remember, guys, you know, you're going to make a mistake. It's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. Just, you know, let your customer know, hey, Mr. Customer, Mrs. Customer, I am really sorry. And then, you know, you guys go out of your way to make it right for them and fix it and do a good job and chalk it up as a learning experience, because that's what it is, guys. It's a learning experience, and mistakes happen, and, you know, all that stuff. And people will be understanding, you know, generally, unless you completely ruin their thing, and then they won't be understanding, and then, you know, shame on you. But, guys, if you like this video, subscribe. Throw me a like. Throw me a bone here, right? Set me up, all right? If you like this video, I'm glad you were here to watch it. If you didn't like this video, I'm sorry I've wasted your time. No, in all seriousness, if you like this video, I really am genuinely, legitimately glad that you came and hung out with me for a little bit, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification, the bell notification, so you guys can get more notifications about videos like this that are coming out soon. I promise I got more stuff coming. I do. Life's just been a little bit overly hectic lately. And so I have not been fastidious about getting some things that I needed done. But I'm going to remedy that soon, very soon, and we'll be back on schedule and all that good stuff. At any rate, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. Thank you so much for watching, and go mod something. We'll see you guys on the next one. Stop watching my video, man. Later.